Hi gang, Shaz again. I'm just going to go through a quick Pilates workout for you. So thinking about your standing posture, feet in line with your hip bones, the knees soft, pull your wings, your scapula up over back and down. You've got your gold thread and you've got your fist space under your chin. Remember it's portrait, not landscape. I'm thinking of your belt. Remember the notches on the belt, 10th notch, put it in really tight, halfway back your 5th position. Breathe as you exhale, you find that 3rd notch. Okay, keep it there, and you may have to adjust your belt depending on what we're doing. So I'm just going to stand to the side, keeping the knees soft, belts connected from that nice posture. Let's open the back. So I'm going to go through roll down, and we're going to go straight into what we're doing. So allow things to stretch, your hamstring, let your head hang, your back, shoulders release. Breathing in, and as you exhale, keep the knee bent, keep your feet still and walk out. Let's have a first really nice stretch into forward bend there. Pushing your head through, come right on your toes, abdominals up into the back, and enjoy those other stretches. Don't force or bounce. Remember, that's not a good idea. If you can get your heel down, don't walk your hands in, but if you can, lift your toes up for an extra pull right on the back. And if you are, a little bit like this and you can't get the heel down, don't force it, just hold, and things will give naturally. Providing you haven't shuffled around as you come through the next position, box setup, ideally it should be pretty much there, like square from the side. Keep your head in line with your spine, and the head's the key for the next move. As you slide the leg out, try not to move your head or look at your foot, and then slide the other leg in. You're going to really have to catch that belt. From there then, class, we're in a basic plank, aren't we? Joseph's plank was done from box position. But we're going to sort of go through this now into a back bend. Pull your shoulders down, straight ahead. If you like this, try and pull your wings down, pull your toes away. Then on the breath, zip and belt, catch it, and let's reverse the process. Great news for your back, taking it one way then the other, and fantastic for your midsection. And then back on your belt, on the breath, the 10th notch, the 5th notch, the 3rd notch, down on the mat once more. I'm going to go back to that box setup with your wrist under your shoulder, your knee under your hip, so square from the side. Okay, and then from there you're going to come all the way down onto the mat and take it into a half cobra move. Don't let your elbows come out, shoulder blades pull down, you're not dropping your head, you're just looking down with your eyes, and relax the feet. So with my hands looking, showing you the foot position, let the feet relax. Try not to move your head again with this. On the breath, just lift your hips off. So it's a tiny move, you're just lifting your hips off about an inch off the floor. So this is correct, first position for leg pull. And this would be wrong if you're doing this kind of thing, just dropping your head and sticking your bottom in the air. Let me show you again, relax the feet, the calves, the thighs, the glutes, and on the breath, lift the hips. We're going to hold that 3 to 5 breaths. So a breath is a breath in and out, breathing in and breathing out. If you're not sure about the breathing, just don't hold your breath. Okay, take it the stage further if you wish to. Remember, you can have a little rest and come back. You haven't got to go further if you don't want to. But if you can, you turn your toes under and push away, and you should come into a perfect plank. And this is much stronger, and it's quite natural for you to feel like an achy feeling in your lower back or feel a bit shaky. It's just that your muscles are working quite hard. Okay, if you want to take it a stage further, you lift a leg, point the toe away, try not to move your head so you hold the line, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I'm going to do the same on the other side, and you'll find that one side feels weaker than the other, which is natural, but try and work as evenly as you can on both sides. Come back through the journey, look, stage 2, and stage 1 feels like a walk in the park after that. Back into that cobra move. And then to release the back, put a letter L in your arm line, push back, toes together, part your knees, sit back, and enjoy that spine release once more. And if you want to hold that a bit longer, it's a really nice thing to do for your back, and it's really calming for your mind. As an adult, it's a de-stress posture. And then back on your belt, breathe, find the 10th notch. On the out breath, the 5th notch, and the 3rd notch. Okay, well done. We're coming back to a stronger move then, back to that box setup. And you should treat box like a mini plank, look, with your head in line, with your joints stacked, your core engaged. On the breath, you're going to slide the toe out and brace again for that plank position. Try not to drop your head or stick your bottom in there. And this is known as Joseph's leg pull move. And the reason it was called leg pull, more advanced position, was this. So what you're trying to avoid is this kind of business. Don't drop your head and push back. You're trying to hold the line and just lift the leg and point the toe. Trying to keep that diagonal line. To 2-3 breaths, you're going to switch sides. One side of the body is always stronger than the other. It's to do with inertia in movement, but do your best to keep it as even as you can and come back through the journey. You could finish off the same way as you started. And the back starts to learn its track. You might find that you come into back bend a little easier on the second run. Breathing in, look, your pubic bone starts to come down towards the mat, breathing out. Zip and belt as you push back. Take that nice counterbalance stretch. How good's that? Opening the back, releasing the hip, the knee. And once you've enjoyed it, fire that belt. Start to use your core. Rather than your arms or legs look like this, keep it super glued down. Use your middle power to roll up. Tuck your toes under. Sit on the feet. You know, the feet are really important regarding your spinal health. By sitting on the feet like this, you're giving them a stretch. Then core engage as you come back through. Landscape, this way. Hi, Gan, Shaz here again. We're starting on the floor. I'm just showing you with some Pilates moves the positioning. So what I'm trying to do is keep my shoulder over my hip. So I'm not sitting back. I've got my toes pointed. I've tried to really activate the body. And then I'm going to take it to saw position, which is a straddle. And again, as you go through that, your shoulder should be over your hip. If you're one of these people that's not so flexible around the knee and you're there, that's okay, just sit up nice and tall, but either way point the toe. So I'm just going to adjust the setup so you can see what's going on. So I'm in saw position, point the toe, and on the breath you're going to take your arms out in the line of your shoulder. Think about the line wrist to shoulder. Wings are pulled down, sit your sit bones down, check your belt, and on the breath I'm going to take it to a nice rotation. Breathing in and breathing out. Now as I go through the rotation, I'm trying to hold the line. So one of the common mistakes with this first level for saw is this: people look down the arm like that, and then you lose the neck lock. So you've got to keep that long neck and that long back as you turn. Great for your waistline, and static holds are great for your shoulders and your arms, and your core, of course, has to be involved. Your hip flexors are working with your core to hold you in position. In level 2, imagine you've got a beach ball here stuck on your tummy for whatever reason. And if I did have, it would mean, look, I've got to accommodate it. So I'd have to lift my rib and go over the ball. So you're trying to reach past your foot. So if I lift my bottom up and cheat, like I can reach my foot, but you're out the box, as we say in Pilates. You've got to hold the position and keep your sit bones down and reach over that ball. So it's using your core in a different way, because you've got to lift, pulling your belt and lift the rib. And this is level 2 for Joseph's saw move. And I think he was thinking of a circular saw, because he used to make his own equipment back in the day before gyms were popular. Okay, and if you want to work to a level 3, you lead your little finger towards your little toe. Again, keep your bottom down, and you're looking down your arm. And this brings in the head weight. So I'm going to use my core up to lift the weight up and over, breathing in, breathing out. You might want to exhale on the effort as you lift. And the other side of this move is, because you drop in the head a little bit, the arms extended, is you really hit that upper back. And that's one of the first positions your posture can start to degrade as we get older. So it's a great posture move, this, breathing in and breathing out. And all the while holding the saw position. Your inner thigh, the adductor, is working really hard. So as we close saw, you can see that the inner thigh muscles have worked really hard. So bring it in and give it a shake. And a really nice complementary stretch is to take your right leg over left, and then I'm going to turn my back and look over my shoulder, so that we're giving the abductor a really nice stretch, complementing the inner thigh work with saw. And also, look, we're trying to hold this spinal twist at the same time, breathing in and breathing out. And your back follows your head, because your pelvis spine is going to connect it. So to come out of this stretch, I'm just going to bring my head forward. And you can hold that a lot longer and see how far you can take it round. So I'm taking left over right. There's the stretch for the abductor. And I'm going to look over my shoulder. And the more you take your eyes round, the more, you know, range you might be able to get. Don't force it, don't bounce, just hold. Remember that gold thread running through the top of your head. And in the twist, where's your core? Are you zipping or are you belting? Breathing in, breathing out. Stretching through that out thigh, keeping the range of movement in the spine in its twist. And your head comes to the front, look, your back follows your head. And give yourself a shake. And well done. See you next time. Okay guys, I thought we'd have a look at some of the rolling moves from the Pilates mat work exercise plan. And we're going to start off with a warm-up move. And this is roll back. I've got my knees bent. And again, I'm trying to keep my shoulder over my hip, my core's engaged. With that gold thread pulling through the top of your head. And I'm going to just bring my head in, allowing the back to round and the pelvis to tip under. And I'm going to pull my shoulder blades down as I roll back. Try to imprint a little bit of my spine every time into the mat. And eventually, so I can roll all the way down. Breathing in, breathing out on the breath. It's like you're following the seams of your trousers, look down with your arms. Bring the weight in, keep the head in, and then realign. So you really open the neck at the top. And I'm going to work through, and probably do this about 3 times, so that we're starting to sort of fire the correct muscles that we're going to need, including your core. So zipping and belting, and progress it into a roll. So let's have a look at that progression. So I'm going to keep that movement going and then take it a stage further. So I'm going to bring the head in, shoulders down, zipped, belted, head in, look, pull the knees up, and I'm imprinting the spine until I get to that naughty bit of vertebra that I like to fall down over, but I'm going to keep tipping my pelvis until this happens. So it's a natural roll. It's not a forced roll like this. You're not doing gymnastics. It's about that imprinting of the spine. So it's quite a nice way to go into it. Go through roll back into this level 1 roll. So this is level 1. Again, look, tip the pelvis till eventually you just can't stop the roll. Keep your head in and realign. And then level 2, we're going to tip back like you're trying to make a C shape with your middle and float the legs into tabletop position. So the core's got to be engaged to hold that position, and you're in a nice tip position, look. You're sort of halfway into the roll already because you're sitting into that tip pelvis and the belt muscles are tight. Bring the head in. And the challenge with this level 2, which is balance, there's that naughty bit of vertebra. I'm going to try and roll over it, is to catch the balance on the return. It helps to spot. So I'm going to show you that again. So we've got level 1 into level 2. Bring your head in, tip, 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 until you can't stop the roll. And even if you lose it, if you don't, you lose it, remember to keep practicing, and eventually you'll build that strength to hold the legs there. In level 3, I'm going to show you from the side. So in level 3, you've got to go from level 2. I'm going to cross the legs, look, same arm to leg. You've only got the choice of 2, and we're taking it into this level 3 known as the crab. I'm going to bring my head in. So I'm in a tight ball now, ready to roll with all the levers in. I'm going to tuck the pelvis, and because you brought all the levers in, you might roll quite quickly, catching the balance on the return. The head's the last thing you lift. I'm going to show you that one from the front. So here, look, you go from level 2. If you're doing level 3, it makes sense. You're going from level 2. So you've got to hold that level 2 posture. Cross, same arm to leg. You've only got the choice of 2. You follow your shin down and pull yourself up into your shell. You're ready to roll. The next stage would be a classical move known as the seal. And in the seal, you bring the soles of your feet together, back on that pelvis, look, tips and ready to roll. The head comes in. And again, you just keep tipping. Once you've got the rolling move, the levels are just there to challenge and increase the intensity. I've took the weight further out with this. And this is next stage, call this one the horseshoe. The arms go under and you drop the back of your leg into the palm of your hand. And you're quite well balanced with your leg weight against your head weight with this. Shoulders pulled down. I'm in that tip position. And most people manage this one because it's quite well balanced. The headlock is really key to your balance as well as your core control. So I'm going to show you that again. Bring the head in. And the back's learning its track. The more you do it, the sort of more bendy you get. And it's not too much of a stretch then to go to this level, which is split leg rocker. Putting your wings down, breathing in. You've took your levers out. It's going to challenge your control. Same method, look, pelvis tipped. Breathing in, breathing out, and I pull upon all my muscles up to hold it there. If you've got long legs, unlike myself, you would hold there, or you could bend them in as a start position to bring the weight in slightly. The rolling mechanism is the same, but whichever way you're going to adapt it, and the head's the last thing you lift. The boomerang is considered the highest level, and the reason is because you're carrying the two weight of the legs together. Cross, bring your head in, and your idea is not to let the legs just, flop down. You've got to control it down. So let's have a look. You're going to drive it, keep the pelvis tipped, head comes in, your arms up like a brace, core engaged now, look. So you're trying to avoid this. Common cheats with boomerang is this. People do this. They swing the legs over. Ideally, you're taking them up like a jackknife. However, if it gets you moving and it gets you back mobile, that's okay. It's a give and cheat, but make sure you try and catch the control as you land those legs. Okay, thanks.